Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 23. It is Wednesday, May the 17th. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of each video, I want to give a big round of applause and lots of love to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new, I hope you like what you see and that you will subscribe, like, ring the bell, and share and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. For my returning subscribers and viewers, you guys have really been there for me this past couple of weeks with all of your thoughts and well wishes for Vince, just your kind words. You guys lift me up every day. I do want to just share a couple of words about Vince really quick. We're still watching him kind of close. He had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and they're not at peace with his weight gain. Let's put it that way for right now. So he is still growing and thriving and happy and doing all the things, but they are watching him because of they just don't think his weight is coming on as it should. So I would just ask you to continue to keep him in your thoughts and your well wishes and your prayers. And for Vince and David and Eva, and thank you for that, and thank you for letting me share that with you guys, because it's nice to have someone to talk to sometimes about the things that are going on in your life. So I've got a lot to talk about today. We have a special guest today, and I will talk about that in a minute. So the things that I want to do, I have some comments that I want to address. I have some finishes. I have some fully finished objects. I have a laundry basket of whips. I have some happy mail. I have just a little teeny bit of haul. And so let's just jump right in. So the first one, good news is that my oldest daughter, Diane, who some of you have met at the For the Love of Stitches, called me up the other day and she says, "Mom, I want to cross stitch. I want an idea of a piece to cross stitch." Oh yeah, I jumped on that really quick. So we're going to get her kitted up and get a piece going. We do have a meeting with For the Love of Stitches in Sacramento this Saturday, the 20th. And so hopefully, if everything goes right, we will have a piece for her to be stitching on while we're there. So I mean, it's kind of one of my dreams is to have a child, grandkid, somebody in my family that would like to cross stitch with me. So yay, Diane, and I'm really glad, and I hope it is a good experience and a good start to your cross stitch journey. So second, I wanted to just share that we had a Stitch Across the Pond last Saturday on the 14th. It was just delightful. That is hosted by Angi, the Tiny House Stitcher, and Marie of Stitches and Diamonds, and it's just a wonderful group of women where we share what we're stitching on, and just all things cross stitch. So I encourage you guys. Again, if you go to Angi's Instagram or Marie's Instagram, and I will have those below. You can get the information and know how to sign up for that yourselves. It is free, it is fun, and it's a wonderful time. So, okay, Now, the comment that in particular that I wanted to address, and I am so sorry that I didn't write it down. And if I don't write it down, sometimes if I do write it down, I don't remember to do it. But I didn't write your name down. But you had wanted to see a couple of pictures, which I will be kind of inserting in here, of the cross-stitch piece, and it is called Mirabilia Le Nouveau. It's a Nora Corbett piece. It's the first piece in my montage when my FlossTube starts. You mentioned that you have this pattern and you were hoping to get a little incentive to getting it started, and I can only encourage you. It's a gorgeous piece, as you guys can see from the picture. The frame and the mirrors, my husband Stan, the great woodworker, built all of that for that piece. And it's interesting. It was first released on September 26, 1995. It highlights the Le Belvedere mansion in Paris. I guess Nora Corbett saw that on a trip and wanted to memorialize it in this cross-stitch piece. So I hope that helps you, and I hope you'll let me know if you get that started. So I'm sorry that I didn't remember the name. I have one new FlossTuber that I wanted to shout out, and her name is Alana, Mrs. Smith Stitches. She's from Ontario, Canada, and she stitches on a variety of projects. I think she has 3 FlossTubes. She's a natural in front of the camera, so I encourage you all to go over and say hi, subscribe, and welcome her to our community, as only you guys know how to do. So I have one other previous finish that I wanted to show you guys, and I will have to do that by a picture, and I will be inserting that in just a few minutes. I have a very good friend named Janice Stevens. She is an actor. She has done 2 one-woman shows that were written for her. The first was Vivian, and so I stitched the Scarlett O'Hara in the red dress for her when I went to one of her plays. I mean, it's been at least 20 years ago. So this is a play that she can't continue to do because it is Vivian at a particular age, but it was a remarkable piece of theater. She actually was nominated for a Drama Desk Award in New York when she did it off Broadway. So it was incredible. So I did this piece for her as a gift, and I asked her this morning if she would send me pictures of it so that I could share it. The particular reason that I wanted to share it with you guys is that the second piece that was written for her by Rick Foster, who is a playwright that is local to our area, is Kate. And it is a piece about Katharine Hepburn. And Janice does it in a wheelchair. It's the old Kate, and she reflects back on her life. And the amazing thing about this is that Netflix just released a documentary called Call Me Kate, which I encourage you, if you're Katharine Hepburn fans, to watch. And the voice over of the older Kate is actually Janice. So you almost can't discern the difference between how she got that voice. It's just perfection. So anyway, I wanted to show you that as a previous finish. It was a gift, but I also want to encourage you to go to Netflix and check out Call Me Kate, and you can hear Janice's incredible voice as Katharine Hepburn. So, okay. I think what we will do now is I'm going to insert just a little segment with my daughter, Allison, very much along the lines of what I did with David, and with some stretches. And she's going to show us just maybe a couple exercises still that we can kind of do locally to our stitching spots. But again, just to encourage us to to think about and keep in the forefront our health and moving around and staying active. There was I think it's just a mosquito hawk that just flew by. So if I jerk, that's what it was. They're harmless, but I just don't like flying insects. Anyway, okay, so I will put that here. Hi guys, this was supposed to be a little clip of Allison and I doing a little bit of, she was going to instruct us in a little bit of exercise. I am trying to, as I can, insert things in to promote our health as we do have a sedentary sport, as I like to call it. Allison had a work commitment that she could not get out of, and her work is obviously the most important. So we could not film that, and so I thought, what better to replace this with than a little bit more cross stitch. So I asked Allison to send me the pictures of two previous finishes that I stitched for Allison, especially when she was a young mother. So one of them I know what the name of it is, the second one I don't. So we're going to start with the one that I don't, and I'm going to put a picture right here. I know that this was stitched on a navy, I think an even weave, using a pink thread. There was a series of 4 of them, as I remember, and of course way back then I did not keep charts. I don't know the name of the fabric, but this was a piece that she liked and I stitched for her and had framed. The second piece is, I can't even believe I stitched it. It's another Mirabilia, and it's called Mother's Arms, and I'm going to put a picture of that right here. And I obviously stitched this for her after she had Raja, her son, and had that frame for her. And it is well, it was really one of my favorite pieces that I have ever stitched, and I wasn't aware that it was another Mirabilia that I had done. So I'm going to just put this segment in where I would have put our little exercise segment, and we will get Allison back and we will do that again in a future video. Okay, I'll send us back to the regular FlossTube. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting Allison. She is everything athletically that I am not. So we'll put it like that. Okay, so now let's jump into what you're here for, which is the cross stitch. I have some fully finished. I have some finishes. I have whips and all the things that we talked about. So we're going to dive right in. For my fully finishes, I have this cute little pillow. It's just a little baby pillow. It's so cute. It's by Ray Niles, Red Barn Samplers, and she gave us this. I just don't want to show the chart. At the Sampler Symposium in January at the Attic, hosted by Jean Lee and her wonderful staff. And it's just so easy. I started it and finished it, and then made it into a little pillow. This is the backing fabric. And I put a little of the petite, I think it's vanilla chenille around it, hopefully to kind of pull out the urn a little bit. And so that is Isabella's Flower, Ray Niles of Red Barn Samplers, and I encourage you, if you don't watch her FlossTube, please go over and check her out. She is a wonderful designer, and she does an incredibly entertaining FlossTube. The second piece, I don't have the finish chart, and all I have about it is that I got it out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine, Halloween 2020. I am almost positive that this is a Luminous Fiber Arts Misty Purcell piece. It's called Cat-O-Lantern, and this is it. I stitched this a long time ago and just finished it in the last 2 weeks. So Isn't that so sweet? It's on a 36 count, either an XU design or an agave. I think this is the oil slick by XU design. And this is the backing fabric, pumpkins and stars. And again, it is, I put some Lady Dot Jumbo Chenille around, and I think the colorway is Jack. So that is Cat O'Lantern. And that is my second fully finished. And my third is from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And this was, I had already finished this piece. This was done before I started the little stitch along from my last video, which is hashtag Stitch Smalls from PNPS. This is a Rosa design as well. And it is from the 2017 fall issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And this is the finish. It is on the same piece of fabric that I did Cat O'Lantern. And same backing. And then this was a jumbo chenille in a gray. I'm not sure I remember the name. I just did it, but I don't remember the name. So, as I talked about last time, I started, and I hope you'll all join in. I have already seen a couple of finishes from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I sort of combined some ideas from Betsy Klager, from Lisa of Lost in Stitches, and Doreen of Prim's. Oh my goodness, I always cannot ever think of how that goes. I will put it below, Doreen. I promise I will not do this again. I did it last time. About just the importance of getting smalls done, having smalls ready for gifts, for little pieces to send to people to cheer them up, for ornaments, but to stockpile some smalls finishes so that you have those for ready and to be fully finished and sent on their way to bring lots of joy. So that is hashtag Stitch Smalls from PNPS. And along those same lines, if you need any more encouragement to subscribe to that magazine, I had been watching Vonna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher. She also has a FlossTube, and I encourage you to, I'm sure you all watch her. Vonna is a legend and well-deserved. But in each Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, she does a tutorial, usually in the center of the magazine, on finishing. So, you know, the drums, the flat folds, the ornaments, the circles, the squares, the rectangles, you name it, she has probably done a tutorial for it. So I just wanted to bring that up as another good reason to subscribe to this wonderful magazine. So those are my 3 finishes, fully finishes. I have 2 finishes, and those are Item A is the first one by The Good Housewife. This is on a 36 count marbled terracotta by XU Design, using the call for DMC, but I substituted the petite sulky in black for the DMC 310. So now both charts are winging their way to the next stitcher. And for the final time, Julie, thank you so much for your gracious gift of letting me and those to follow to stitch these. This is Julie with Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. A wonderful FlossTube with 2 incredible friends. So that is item A. So she is done. And then my second finish is Move Forward in Love. This was my retirement piece, which is just in time because as of May 31st, I will have been retired for 1 year. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery. Jacob designed this in June of last year for Pride Month, Pride Year. I did this to honor all of those who lost their lives to AIDS, to celebrate all those who have lived through the AIDS epidemic. I hold you so close to my heart, all of you. So that is Move Forward in Love, which I won't go on and on, but I am going to say I am approaching this year of retirement, and I just want you to know that you guys you filled a big hole, and I want to thank you for it. So, okay, all right. So we've done finishes, we've done fully finishes. I think it's time for whips. And we're going to start off on a bad note, but I'm at peace with it now. I did my, I've cried. I've had a temper tantrum. I have wanted to take the fabric and rip it into pieces, but I love it too much. So without further ado, we shall start the whips. The first one is Away We Ride by Blackbird Design. We had a dark 13 in the last 2 weeks. As you guys know, I am stitching this on 36 count in Dora by Needle and Flax with the amazing Vicki Clayton silks. We discussed last time that I had an area up in here that who knows what I did. I worked on this. I was working on the bottom of the house, and I realized it was not going to work. I wouldn't even know what to start ripping out. So after I did all those things that I just described, I just got back on the horse because I have enough fabric and I have restarted it. Yeah. So what my plan, my attack plan for this is I'm going to go around with the border first. As you guys know, I don't usually do that. I don't put borders in first, but I've got to try something different because whatever I did last time did not work. So you guys will be seeing Away We Ride for a little bit longer. So, oh, it was hard. And I know it's not, I'm not the only person this has happened to, but it is sort of the first for me. So, but like I said, back on the horse, we're starting it again, and I'll never look back. And it's Blackbird, so there you go. If you're gonna have to stitch something again, isn't that the most wonderful thing to stitch? Okay. The second is the other piece that I did for Dark 13, which was Halloween by Not Forgotten Farm. This is the chart. I picked this to do because we had the Stitch Across the Pond, and I wanted something with block colors that would hopefully keep me from making mistakes. So this is the piece. So I just really have her monster of a purple dress and the rest of her face, and this will be done. It's on 36 count agave with the called for DMC, 1 thread over 2 threads of linen. So that's Halloween by Not Forgotten Farm. And that was my Dark 13 stitching for this month. So it was a Dark 13, that's for sure. Okay, My next whip is Oh Joyous Day. This is a stitch along that is hosted by Brijin of the Museum Stitcher. Katie, the novel stitcher, has joined in. Roberta of the Sable Stitchers has joined in. And this is the chart. It is a blackbird design. I am stitching this on 36 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit, and love flannel flower. And I'm using the called for overdyed floss. I will put the hashtag below. It is Joyous Day Sal. And this, I will show you what I've been working, where the area I have been working on. Let's get these threads out of the way. Is this area down in here, this alphabet, and that primarily that flower. So that is Oh Joyous Day. Does have some specialty stitches, but so far that's going okay. So, Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Design. I hope all of you, or if you haven't stitched it, I know a lot of you have, will come and join and look at the beautiful work under that hashtag. The next piece is, this is my new 2 threads a day, 25 minutes, and it is Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery. I got this chart and the Roxy Flossco threads a while back, but it was one of the first times I had used Roxy Flossco, and I love them very much. So I am stitching it on 36 count eucalyptus with the chalkboard and weathered white by Roxy Flossco. And this is where I am on this. You did see this in my whip parade. And what I have done is I am bringing the border across. I want to get to the penguins, but I'm gonna stick with getting that border in so that I don't have a lot of that left over. But I love, it's just such a sweet piece. It says, why didn't I share that with you guys? One can't be angry when one looks at a penguin. So that is Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery. Okay. Next piece is my piece right now for the hashtag Stitch Smalls from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, and that is Strawberry Field by Sub Rosa Design. I seem to be very attracted to those. This is in the Summer 2021 issue, and I am stitching this on the 36 count Iced Coffee by XU Design, using most of the called for threads. There's probably some that I have substituted, stitching from Stash. And so I have another strawberry here, one to finish there, a very easy border, and the 2 birds. So maybe there'll be a finish next time you see it. So that's Strawberry Field from the Sub Rosa Designs Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Okay. And it's in my new FlossTube bag from Connie that I showed you guys last time. And it's got strawberries. I rarely get to match a project with a chart and stuff with the project bag, so I feel really special. All right. The next piece is, we're getting into some that I just, I felt calling to me, and so I pulled them out, is Summer at Cherry Hill, but summer is here. We did not get a spring. We are already in the high 80s, low 90s, no blissful 70s. Oh, anyway, Summer at Cherry Hill, and this is by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I am stitching this on 36 count Stars Hollow Blend by R&R using the called for overdyed. And this is my progress. And this time I worked, I brought these letters, I think these letters down. And then I am concentrating on getting the trunk of this tree because it is at a page break. And so that's what I'm concentrating on. So Summer at Cherry Hill, oh, I just love this piece. It's so cheerful. So I will probably, try to stick another couple of days on that to keep that going. Okay. The next piece is, again, I got this one out, is Sweetheart Hill. I started this, I think, around Valentine's Day. I would like to have it done by October, which somewhere in that month is an anniversary. It'll be our 23rd wedding anniversary for Stan and I. I am stitching this on 36 count Steel Blue by XU Designs using the called for overdyed flosses. And I think, let's see. So this is my progress. So I got, I think, his pants, his legs, the flower with the heart that he's holding, and I did just a little bit more on the windows across here. So that is Sweetheart Hill. And did I say that's Plum Street Samplers? I don't think I did. And I'm stitching one thread over one floss over 2 linen threads. This is a piece that I loved it from the minute I saw it, and I had it kitted up, and but I just started it. I think I started this this year, February, right? Okay, the next is again with a hashtag where we stitch for the first 7 days of the month on a Hands Across the Sea. This was started by Laura Duet of Brenda and the Serial Starter. And the hashtag is, I will put below. And I chose Mary Snow. And here is the chart. Susan Stanley, I think I mentioned this last time, she finished this piece. And I'm stitching it on 36 count Winter Wheat by Color and Cotton, and I'm using the called for DMC. So I came down, I'm into this corner. I think I got the tree, the house. I have started on this center group of flowers here. Oh my gosh, is that just so exciting? I love Hands Across the Sea. So that is Mary Snow. And I work on it, I give it 7 days the first part of the month. Okay, and next is Pandemic, which has been referred to as my tent, my bedspread, my drapes. Anyway, it's big, and I still have a big piece of fabric. So it's Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. And I am stitching this on a 32 count Platinum Lugana with DMC 310, and I am stitching this one thread over 2 linen threads. And let's see where we got to. Okay, I am still working in this area here. I left a thread to mark the spot. So this is the whole piece. Long Dog Sampler. Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler. My comfort stitching. So you'll be seeing that one a lot, but I do always stitch on it after I video because it is so relaxing and comforting. My next whip is also a stitch along. I'm starting to feel like Pam and Steph just keep stitching, where she has to kind of organize her stitch alongs. But this is hashtag Simple Life Sal, and it is by Teresa Kogut. I am a Patreon member, and this is a Mystery Sal. We now have 3, and you can see in the third one, I will try to update this picture. I don't like to use the printer overly much, but because you can see there's going to be a beautiful house coming our way. And I am stitching this on 36 count overcast by Cedar River Linen. Jody of Trixie Tricycle. Oh my God, Jody, this fabric is it's to die for. And I am using the call for overdyed floss and DMC. And this is my progress. So Mr. Farmer has both legs to stand on. I don't know what I'm working on over here. That actually has a needle in it. Shame on me. Not really, but anyway. So that is what I have done so far. I think this is another B skip. This is going to be right here. So that is Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. It is a stitch along for her Patreon members. Okay. Next we have my new focus piece. So I have the Heads Across the Sea that gets 7 days the first of the month, and then I have a focus piece that gets 7 days a month until it is finished. Again, I always like to give credit to Karen of the Recovering Monogamous Stitcher, where I got this idea from. And so I chose the Blue Flower Moonlight Sampler. You can just find something new in this every time, and stitching on it is divine. I am stitching it on 36 count Grape Harvest by XU Designs using the called for overdyed and DMC. So I worked primarily in this corner here. So I finished this flower. I'm bringing this over. I got the butterfly done. I think I may have put another word in, just trying to put those in. But this is the whole piece so far. I just love this. And I really want to get it done because I have several of her other big pieces that I would love to get started, but I'm not going to start them until I finish this one. So this is Moonlight Sampler by the Blue Flower, and this is the area that I worked on since you've seen it last. Love, love, love it. Okay. Next, we have Red Sampler Thursday, and I have 2 pieces that I split the day with, and the first one is Ursilia's Sampler by Samplers in My Attic. This is a piece that Jean Lee owns and had professionally charted. We saw it, well, a lot of people knew about it. I did not, but when I saw it, shown to me at Sampler Symposium in January, it was a no-brainer that this was what I was coming home with. So I am stitching this on 36 count, Just the Ticket by Tabby Cat, and I'm using the silk Belle Soie in the tulip color. And this, I got another big letter done, the D. Oh, look at that. It is so beautiful. And then I did work on this banding here. And again, I wanted to remind everyone that these wacko alphabets right there, they're supposed to be that way. So that's Ursula's sampler, and that is the area. The D is finished by Samplers in My Attic. So that's the first piece that I work on Red Sampler Thursday. And it usually is Red Sampler Thursday, but if I see that something's going to come up that would prevent me from doing a Thursday, I make sure that these two pieces get worked on once a week, every week. So, and then the second one is Mary 395. It is a Bristol sampler by Hands Across the Sea. I almost caught myself literally just wanting to just not do anything but work. These things here are so much fun. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. And I like doing alphabets, but they're great fun. And I am stitching this on 36 count antique ivory Edinburgh. This was kitted up at Acorn & Threads, and I am using primarily Gloriana Poinsettia in the silk, but I did do some of the alphabets in Hollyberry, just to make sure that I had enough. So this is the whole thing. Can you, woo! And then this is the area that I am working on. Wow, I can't see. All these little, oh, you guys would probably like to see it from the front. Okay, I mean, if you really want to be that way. Okay, so there's the area that I'm working on, all down in here. So I've started coming across, and that's pretty close to the bottom. And then I will show you the whole thing from the front. There we go. Whew, that's hard to do. So that is Mary 395, a Bristol sampler by Hands Across the Sea. You know, when I started it, I thought, oh, but I'm actually like feeling that, you know, it is something that I will finish, and it is so exciting. My next piece is the sweet, sweet Eliza's French Birds by Judy of JBW Designs, and that is the chart. If you guys watch Annie, the Proper Stitcher, the frame, it was her last video, I think, but the frame that she put this in, it's absolutely stunning. And it seems like it will finish a fit in a 5x7 frame. But I encourage you all to go take a look at that finish. It is gorgeous. And I am stitching this on 36 count heirloom lace by Color and Cotton, and I'm using the called for overdyed in DMC. And I was working on this morning. So I have been bringing this down and working in this area here. I really like doing the birds, so I'm kind of saving them for last. So that's Eliza's French Birds. And that has been a stitch along, and I will put that below. It is JBW Eliza's French Bird Sal, and that is hosted by Annie, the proper stitcher. I think Kim, the contented stitcher, has already done an exquisite finish on hers. And Celeste creates all these incredibly marvelous stitchers. And it is housed in my bag from Sarah of Sew Me Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Okay. We're getting close. I just love to cross stitch. Okay, this is the Smith sampler. Again, it just kind of sneaks up on me and says, you gotta work on me. And I go, sure. It's by the Scarlet House. And I am stitching this on 36 count cottage stone by Color and Cotton. I'm using the called for silks with the exception that weathered vine, I'm using weathered vine for the Tacna Gold and the Gentle Arts maple syrup for the woolly bear, which were not available at the attic at the time this was kitted up. So I have been working on all of this. I started bringing this over, this banding. You guys can tell I'm a little gun shy after Away We Ride, but I've gotten all of this done since you saw it last. So this is the Smith sampler by the Scarlet House. Those pops of white, they're just so beautiful. Okay. And then last, but certainly not least, is my work on Vince's birth announcement. And I'm doing, I'll show you the chart. It's called Adventure Awaits. And it is by Nikki Pattern. I got it on Etsy. I am stitching this on 20 count Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC. And this is where I am. I have finished Adventure. I've started down in here, and then I'm starting now this other set of mountains on the next page. So that's Adventure Awaits by Nikki Pattern. For dear, dear little Vince. Okay. And it is in my Sock Monkey project bag that I made myself. So, okay. So those are my whips. So I'll tell you just a little bit of haul I got, and then I want to share this incredible Happy Mail that I got as well. So I did get my fabric from Color and Cotton, the fabric of the month, and this month it was Tumbleweed, and this is, well, it's pinned together. Let's see. So that's what it looks like, and that is very true. So that is just gorgeous. I have stopped my fabric of the month as of this month, and certainly not because I don't love Color and Cotton. But as you know, and we didn't discuss it, but you know, we had to get a car. Boy, does that do some damage on a cross-stitch budget. So anyway, so I have canceled that, and but I have a good stock of fabric, and especially neutrals from Color and Cotton. So I mean, I'm okay. And the other thing I got were just some Peacemaker needles. I had this that I could show. Okay, the Peacemaker. These are my needle of choice, and I use the 28 count, 28, size 28. And so I just needed to stock up on those. So I got those. And then I also got some of the project trackers. I love these. I kind of decorate them up when I finish a project with some stickers, because we all love our stickers. And I'm going to try to figure out some way of storing them. but they're by S. Ward Designs on Etsy. I will put that information below. And these are the 3 years, so you have 3 years that you can mark what days you stitch on, and then the information up here. So that was my little bit of haul. So let's do the happy mail. Okay, so this, I got, oh my God, it is so gorgeous. I don't even know what to do. I got a project bag. This is from Lorraine. Look at this. It has a handle. Look at the back. I believe if I remember everything that I read, she does not sell these. She does them for friends. And oh my gosh, to think that she would make one for me, it just blows my mind. Thank you, Lorraine. I love it. And look at the little zipper pull. It's like 2 pennies stuck together with the ribbon. Oh, it is just, I am just so touched. So very, very touched. Thank you so much. And then she sent me, as if that wasn't enough, I had just seen someone that, I want to say it might have been Vonna Pfeiffer, but someone had stitched these. There's a Mr. Washington, I think, and a Mrs. Washington, Martha. So that chart, and my first Shakespeare Peddler chart, and my first Adam and Eve chart. I mean, it just, oh my God, you people, it's just so wonderful. So this is Maria Finney, 1832, Adam and Eve's House by Shakespeare's Peddler. I have a birthday coming up in June, and I have to make a decision on what I'm going to do for my birthday start. This could be a contender. So, thank you, Lorraine. I am so touched. Now, the other piece of happy mail I got is from Mary Alice. She sent a beautiful card. Oh my goodness, I'm already tearing up. Darn it. She made this little pillow. And that, if you can't see it, and I think you can, it says Little Vince. It was wrapped in tissue, had this beautiful blue. Just take a minute to soak that in. That's the community that we have. She made one for her granddaughter, and then she took the time to make one. So, celebrate it. Thank you, Mary Alice. I'm touched. I initially thought, and she was talking about you could hold it, put it in your pocket, but just because things are just still on the little bit of the rocky side, I think that my next visit with Eva, I will take it over there and let her have it to hold. So I appreciate this. So that was my happy mail. I did want to bring up just a couple of things that I may have missed when I first started. One is Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, has an incredible FlossTube. She has a brick and mortar store. She does online ordering, everything. She's amazing. We'll be starting cross stitch camp, and her FlossTube number 39 describes it all. I do think I'm going to take part in that, and I will go into more of my choices for the 3 months, June, July, and August. But I just wanted to encourage you guys to go take a look, if you haven't, at FlossTube number 39 with Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, and get all the info on that, because she's now, I think it's the 3rd year. They're great fun, and I just celebrate all the work that she puts into it, and for all the joy that it gives us. So that is is what I wanted to mention. So, so we've had a big day today. We've had ups and downs and whips that went awry, and you've learned just a little bit, I hope, to exercise and to stay strong, so that we can enjoy this sport, our sedentary sport, but we've got to take care of ourselves. So if you are new, I hope you liked what you saw, and I hope you will subscribe, ring the bell, like, share, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. I will continue to hold all of you in my heart, that need to be held in my heart, and thank you all for taking the time to write the incredible comments that you write, and please know that I appreciate each and every one of them. So I'm sure I've forgotten thousands of things. Oh, well, you know what? I sort of did. I plans, but I'll go into plans more, I think, because I have one more FlossTube in the month of May, right at the end. And then that way I can talk about the cross-stitch camp, what I've chosen probably for my birthday start. I'm going to kind of continue along the same path that you saw today. So no real big plans that I'll share right now. So I think I have covered everything that's on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. And just enjoy a few things at the end. I love you guys. Bye-bye.